All right, welcome back everyone to our UI UX design tutorial with YouDevHub. And today I'll be telling you about UI UX. Now, many of you have been hearing about UI UX and you'll be wondering, what does it mean? Are they really the same thing? Everybody is saying it, and what does it actually mean? Well, for short, UI refers to user interface and UX refers to user experience. Now, what's the difference between the both and how do they come to be? UI, or user interface as it is known, refers to the visual elements and interactive components of a product or system. It's essentially the point of interaction between the user and the digital device, encompassing everything designed into an information design with which a user can interact. So basically, it's all about what you can see and what you can perceive before you interact with any design or any device you can see. Whereas the user experience, on another hand, is a term that encompasses all the aspects of users' interaction with a company's services or product. The user experience focuses on ensuring that users have a meaningful and positive experience throughout the entire journey with the product or services. So how you begin from, let's take a banking app for an example, how you begin from login to the end to getting your transfer and making your payments, getting your alert and getting your alert message and getting everything done determines or is referred to as the user experience. Where do you have difficulty? Where do you have ease? Let's take another website for example. Let's take Facebook for an example now. All right, so how you go from logging in to making your post to adding your friend to chatting and to watching videos, liking, subscribing, commenting and all of that. How the process go from the beginning to the end is what is referred to as the user experience. And what are the key focuses of both parts? For the UI design focuses on visual designs, right? It focuses on what you can see. It includes the colors, the typography, the imagery, and its aim is to create visual appealing and consistent designs that align with the brand guidelines. Now, if you look at something about UI UX designs for company, it's usually about what they do, right? And what are their colors. So you see some consistent designs throughout a brand's UI. Let's take UBA for an example now. When you see a UBI mobile banking app, the icon is red and white. You log into it, you still see red and white. All through the app, you keep seeing red and white, red and white. Now, the visual design, they try to design something that will make it consistent from the beginning to the end. Another thing again is interactive elements. Now, what do UI UX design entails? It entails focusing on creating elements that the users interact with directly. Such of those elements includes things like buttons, menus, icons and forms. They are things that the user interact with, and that is one element of a UI design. All right, so the goal is to design these elements in a way that it is very intuitive, responsive, and very visually coherent, such that when the user sees this, you know that, okay, I'm dealing with this app and this is the action I need to perform. Now we go to layout and navigation. So the arrangement of elements on a screen and how the user is going to navigate through them all falls under UI design. So where you see screens, you see buttons like about us, homepage, this one, that one, form, fill this, sign up, click this, touch that, download this, and all of that. All how you see it are all looking at the UI design part. Also, another element of the UI, or the main difference in the UI, is the branding. Now, UI design plays a role in maintaining and reinforcing the brand identity through the use of consistent visual elements and styles. like the color of the brand, like I used UB as an example, you see red all throughout their design. Whereas UX focuses more on the user research, where you start with understanding the user. What do the user needs? What do they prefer? What behaviors or what's their pain points? What do they need to do? What do they not need to do? You see, many times you see apps have updates and updates and updates. Let's take WhatsApp for an example now. The most recent update made to WhatsApp was the channel. Now, they must have seen or done their research and discovered that, okay, users actually want to have a large number of audience on their WhatsApp, and they don't know how to connect all of them. The group sizes are becoming too small, and some of them end up creating WhatsApp group 1, WhatsApp group 2, WhatsApp group 3. But now they made the research and said, okay, let's do a channel where we can have all of them interact. But if they want all of them to be interacting together, that's going to be an heavy load on their database. So instead, they limited it to only the owner of the channel to be able to interact. So that's another one. So another focus area for UX, user experience, is journey mapping, where they map out the entire user journey from the initial discovery of a product to the final interaction. Okay, I see an app, I want to download the app. How do I go about it? What is the flow like? All those are UX focus area. Also, we have the usability and accessibility. Now, UX designers ensure that the product is easy to use and accessible to all users, regardless of their abilities. Now, this involves testing and refining the product to enhance its overall usability. So user experience has to do with testing the product to see, okay, is it easy? When I click on the login button, do I actually log in? When I click on the get balance button on my mobile app, or the hide balance, does it actually do what I want it to see? Another thing is UX designers, there's something they call emotional design, right? They are also concerned with emotional design, and they consider the emotions or the emotional impact of the product on a user. Now, this involves creating experiences that resonate positively with users, fostering satisfaction and loyalty. Let's take an app like Instagram for an example now, where you want to go or feel excited, right? And when you're excited, you want to like, you want to share to someone, you want to comment, and they make those things available in the app, right? If you see an app like a banking app now, they won't put where you are to like or to share or to comment, because most times when you do a transaction and it fails, I'm very sure they are going to receive a whole hell of a comment. But for social apps that has to do with boosting and increasing the morale of people, they put all those things there. So they have to actually study the emotions of people to see how it interacts and how the users want to feel emotional during their using of the product. Now, while UI and UX have distinct focus, they also have interconnected features, because they all put together, they help a product to stand visually and interactively with each other. So the overall goal of UI and UX is to see how they can come together to make a user feel like and interact with a product. And the person who makes that happen is called a UI UX designer, right? So a person who actually does the UI UX design is a UI UX designer. So that's all on the difference between UI and UX. See you in another video where we'll be going into exploring various tools to be used in our UX journey. Thank you very much.